Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. So we're up and running. It appears to be a 4-4-2 formation, Jim.
Well, the modern version of that is a lot more fluid and flexible than in bygone times. There's a much greater understanding of the need for players to cover forward running, and it enables risk-taking while the gaps are filled. I'm very much a fan of it. There are a lot of people who seem to have kind of ignored it and just put it to bed, but it still works, it's still valid, and I think we're going to see it be successful here.
Driving forward. And this is Bale. Bale unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Now it's Isco, out towards the flank. Carvajal. Fired deep. He gets big! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Carvajal calmly anticipates. Thankyou. Bahia are still to register a shot on target. As a matter of fact, a shot of any type. Now there's a chance for a shot! Now that has posed a few awkward questions.
He actually looks pretty annoyed with himself there. He's usually better than that.
Valverde. And it's Bale. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Jim, who do you reckon is pivotal?
One of the game's best ever, Cristiano Ronaldo. He brings a power to whatever he does, and his unquenchable thirst for goals is always an enjoyable sideshow. It's very rare he fails to leave his mark.
Hard to disagree with that. It is the sort of situation he thrives in. Now it's Beckham. That has been cut short. Beckham. Roberto Carlos. Now it's Aubameyang. Great work on the overlap. Carvajal picks it up out wide.
There's much frustration as to the lack of a touch to finish that off.
Oh, that's a fine interception. Roberto Carlos. Well seen, saw that coming. Still waiting for the game's first breakthrough goal. Adams. Roberto Carlos. Messi. Beckham. And here's Roberto Carlos. Roberto Carlos stood his ground strongly. And it's Kimmich. Valverde. Valverde! He's done very well to get... And there's the end of the first half. Well, it was a half of could-haves and should-haves, but as the whistle blows, we remain where we started. Plenty for both managers to mull over here. An intriguing half, lacking only in goals. The score 0-0.
Located by the gates. I'm sure they will make fine souvenirs.
And the second half gets underway. So neither side has yet broken through. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well.
And he's had a hit! That's a half-decent try.
Well, even for him, that may have been a touch ambitious.
Beckham. And it's Roberto Carlos. He won't be happy with that one. Now it's Bale. Can he get it through? No, not quite on the same wavelength. And Messi! And he's done it! You don't keep those out. He knew, he just knew.
And you can see he meant every bit of that, Peter. He had his head up as he went to hit it. He knew his landscape.
After 56 minutes is number 19, Lionel Messi.
Bahia have fired themselves in front.
Well, talk about the perfect start to the second half. They've certainly come out with more purpose, more energy, and it's paid off beautifully.
Ambitious ball here. Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing. No, that's been intercepted. No way through there. And here's Bale. Bale! Isco is the team's great visionary. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Bahia can breathe again, just.
Well, that tackle was immense, and so was the relief. The great escape.
And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Well, the message they're sending out now is pretty loud and clear. Let's grab a second goal and give ourselves an element of comfort.
So, Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is concentrating on the shape here, and he wants them to press as high as they can and get in the right position to do that collectively.
And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. 1-0 the score. Tries from a long way out. Into the arms of the goalkeeper.
Yeah, it seemed the right range, and I guess it was worth a try. Have beautifully policed that midfield. The opposition have been handcuffed.
Bale. Thuram. He's going for goal! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it. Well, look, they know they've got a height advantage, and it's time for them to use it.
That should get the job done.
This usually is the time teams go into conservation mode.
Nicely shaped ball. Tacho cuts out the pass. Isco. I think we're just about done here.
Has been indicated.
Kukcu. Oh, that's delightful. And he's on his way. And that's it. Bahia have held on. They have doggedly, sometimes frantically, preserved the tightest of leads. Messi, voted man of the match, and deservedly so.
Hello, everybody, and a quick announcement now.
So what do you take away from it all, Jim?
Yeah, it was never a match that was going to blow us all away, Peter, but I felt the team did a lot right, especially that well-timed goal.
Well, that's it for tonight's match, so it just remains for me to thank Jim Beglin alongside me and to wish you all a very good evening. So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion.
Hello,
The game yet to
everybody,
kick
and
off.
welcome to
The
today's
excitement
match.
already palpable. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. We have already started here.
I think the wide players will be very important here, Peter. A lot is going to be asked of them.
Yeah, they've got a fair bit of work to get through.
Yeah, because they're going to have to cover the flanks on their own. They need to push up and establish some menace, some control, press from the front and act like auxiliary wingers, if you will, while also doing a fair bit of defending. And what's more, they're often expected to...
Just about within shooting range. Oh, he gave that an almighty thump.
Well, we always have to give a reason for it, Peter, but did he hit that too well?
Schneider. And this is Gerrard. And the shot's up. Gerrard! Tremendous from Gerrard!
As openings go, this is up there. Another magnificent finish from Mr. Magnificent. This could be good, very good.
He has given that the lot. Bang!
Well, Peter, it would have taken something incredible for the keeper to keep that one out. It was absolutely spanked.
I doubt very much that this was in the script. Oh, good-looking ball. First quarter of an hour gone. Oh, played right into his path. Yamal! It's in! And they're at it again in double quick time. What a delicious goal, stroked in like a maestro.
That was magnificent. The way he caught it so perfectly, I think he's even managed to surprise himself, Peter.
So that's two now without reply.
This is wonderful front-footed.
It's Neymar! Oh, that was no routine save.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Knocks it into space.
Bahia really can't go chasing this game too soon. Any rash decisions now could see them lose it.
Neymar. Now it's Lopez. Fermin! And yes, it's there! The crowd demanded, and he was thrilled to oblige. Oh, beautifully dispatched. There was no reaching that.
That's just a fabulous, fabulous finish. Anything that close to the frame of the goal, 99 times out of 100, the keeper's not getting there.
This is threatening to become a really good game.
Well, what a difference a goal makes. Now all of a sudden it seems the belief is back.
Great ball, and he's in here. And he's only too happy. And one more try! It's in! And this is getting better and better. And that is fabulous. A true beauty of a goal.
And you can see he meant every bit of that, Peter. He had his head up as he went to hit it. He knew his landscape.
Well, that has changed the dynamic somewhat.
Well, everything is going to plan, Peter.
It's Neymar! And for a moment, time stood still.
Size really matters, and it's time to make it matter now.
Up he goes! Firm header, just off target.
That's a really decent chance.
Thuram. Gerrard. And it's Lopez.
Added time.
Schneider. Ambitious ball here. And this... And the finish! Euphoria, utopia, and they are cavorting. They are really purring here, and they have extended their lead in the blink of an eye.
Well, as options go, that was a superb choice. It's over and in. Job done.
And the first half is done.
Hello everybody, and a quick announcement now. We would like to ask you all to kindly stay seated during the match. Thank you for your cooperation.
Substitution in progress.
And the action is back on the way. Bahia changed their lineup for the second half. Struck first time. What a hit, the save was firm.
Bahia are stuck in a rut, and impatient putts at goal won't really help their cause here. They need somebody to communicate.
And the shot! No mistake! Over the hills and far away! No catching them now! The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
Great chance! Oh, almost a sixth! Now it's Messi. Now, Bale! No, that's just wide. Van Dijk. Bahia still have the cards to affect this game. Oh, there's a probing ball. Guardiola, and he's had it nicked away. That's Gerrard. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know.
And Shevchenko! They've done it! And the chasm continues to widen. A brutal statement that underpins where these teams are at.
Well, I think we've reached the point when even damage limitations is no longer an option.
It's become a case of men against boys. Neymar! Goal! You don't keep those outs. He knew, he just knew.
Oh, that's an incredible shot. The dip and the curl he managed to get on it. Impeccable technique, Peter. Absolutely impeccable.
Bahia playing for pride here. The match surely beyond them. He's picked his way through. And the shot! Oh, he's kept it out. That's a great save.
Well, he looked pretty much unstoppable there. The only thing missing was the finish, of course.
No messing about, just bludgeoned away. And now they can spring out of defence. Nice interception, his positioning was spot on. Looking for the run. Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
Ah, he made it look a bit predictable.
Tries from a long way out. Keeper is right behind it.
Bahia are showing good urgency, but they have to place more emphasis on service into the box.
Probing pass. Shevchenko providing an outlet on that flank. Gerrard shapes to shoot! Well, he caught that pure, but no end product. James.
There will be 5 minutes added time.
And it's Neymar. Messi. Well, this is surely their last chance. Schneider. It's a searching pass. Now, who's going to be first to this? Neymar. Thuram is... That's that, the end. Well, that was thrilling. A game of champs and chumps. The winners were so good at times. A side that can and will trouble more or less everyone.
And a quick
Any
reminder
reflections on
today
what you've
to
seen,
please
Jim?
take
Well,
all
there was a
dustbins
distinct lack
located
of
by the
clarity
entrance
or
gates.
commitment
Thank you very
in
much
everything
for
the
your
players
cooperation.
were trying to do. Looking pretty lethargic, and they were ruthlessly exploited, and deserved to be.
So thank you very much, Jim, for joining me. That brings us to the end of our coverage. So from us both, a very good evening. Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. And that gets things running.
It's hard to overlook the presence of Tony Adams at the back here, Peter.
Yeah, well, he's dominant, isn't he, and uncompromising and courageous. Those are the sorts of words you always apply to him.
Yeah, and his reading of...
And Batistuta! Batistuta! Utterly brilliant!
Well, this is already looking rather ominous for the opposition. When a player of his calibre can open up the scoring with a brilliantly classy finish, it could be a very long match for that defence to prevent it happening again.
The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish. Real chance! He steps in, and that's the end of that. Now there's a fine chance for a shot! And it's Beckham. Stood up well to him there. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Takes a shot! And he's heaved it away.
Bahia are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best. Time's on their side.
Oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Opts for safety. Chelhanoglu.
Just as I thought, Peter, it looks like this is a side that's setting themselves up for a counter-attack.
Yeah, stand by for the early ball, the big one over the top.
Yeah, and those that are up top, Peter, have to be willing to chase. And, of course, those in midfield have to be ready now to recycle.
And they have got just the right players for that. That's a good ball. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Oh, well played, well sorted out.
Well, it seems as if he's just had a momentary lapse and slipped into tunnel vision, because he had good options around him and he failed to get his head up.
Fermin. Well, they've got it back in a hurry. Forward tracking back like that, always appreciated by the crowd.
He's dealt with that very well, Peter. It's a real show of discipline.
Van Dijk wins the duel this time. And it's Beckham. Takes the shot! Keeper's not concerned by that.
It's certainly a bold attempt, and there's nothing wrong with that. Shame he didn't work the keeper a bit more, though.
Now it's Thuram. Bops him off it and wins back the ball. Foden. And that'll be the last act of the first half. A very combative, competitive half with just the one decisive moment. It's been compelling stuff.
Yeah, you don't get any points for stating the obvious, Peter, but thankfully this is still very savable. Keep things simple, keep the intensity high, and hope for an early goal. If that happens, it's a game changer.
And the action is back on the way.
Well, I think in these circumstances, it's all about how to adjust the balance of your team. I mean, you want to get back in it as soon as possible, but without leaving yourself too open.
Nicely weighted ball. Adams cuts it out. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
Turns and goes. Has a shot! What? And the keeper couldn't hold it. He scores! Bahia back on level terms. Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that...